Hopefully, Waffle didn't hurt anybody and typecasted them.
No. They all are still working. They're doing great.
Now, did you actually write the Waffle one?
I didn't write Waffle. Katie and Carrie, the two lead actors, wrote Waffle.
Now, did it morph while you did the read through and then the actual production?
Yeah. So when I was brought on, as well as Pam, the producer, we both kind of creatively stepped in and gave rounds of notes. And but the project was in a pretty good place when they brought me on. You know, they spent like a year developing it.
Whoa, a year! I know when I was watching it, of course, you know, your mind starts to wander, especially as a director or just somebody that watches movies all the time. You're like, okay, they're about to go into this certain spot, and they're about to make this pivotal reveal, and of course, you're wanting to go in many different directions. Like, oh, is this going to be a Black Mirror style, or is this going to be like some morbid thing?
Right.
But it was very comical, and it was a good ride. And of course, you attach yourself to one of the characters right off the bat, the less crazier one, and then you think that she's sane, and you come to find out she isn't. That's great. Great little short there. And
cool.
And what year did that, or when did you guys do that?
We shot it in August, and then it premiered in March.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. August 2019.
Tell me what the shoot you're about to do. What is this all about?
I'm not totally sure I can say much about it, to be honest. It's through my commercial reps. It's not a commercial. It's like about a budding girl pop group. It's crazy. That's all I can say.
Okay.
It's like, but this project came through. You know, I haven't been back on set yet. I've been up for some virtual jobs.
Tell me about the virtual jobs. How's that working?
I haven't booked any of them, so I don't know. I was up for one sort of and then one more seriously, but then we don't really know what happened to, you know, how these things go. These jobs just like go away.
Yes.
Whatever that means. And so I only got so far as through the creative process, and then I don't know what happened to the project. So I have friends that have directed virtually, but this one is actually on set.
Wow. And do primarily, are you feasting off of a lot of commercial work, commercial like concepts?
Yeah, I would say that's sort of, that's certainly, but you know, last year I got paid probably like half through directing narrative stuff and then half through branded and commercial projects. So it just sort of depends. And I've gotten paid to write in the past too. And like, I'm up for a big writing job right now. So just kind of, but usually it's directing like any kind of comedy, like series, digital, sketch, commercial.
Yeah, it's interesting how, you know, many people get a different idea of the industry, and it's obviously changing dramatically. So the life of, you know, living in pursuit of a production house or just somebody that has rights to, you know, put money towards a great film, it's hard to get in line to grab that and be known for that.
Yeah, so it's tough. I feel very lucky. Like I produced for many years before I could really just direct. But at some point, I think if you're an aspiring director, you have to start turning down other jobs and really brand yourself as a director. I mean, that's what I did. I'm not really sure. And beyond just being a director, like what kind of director are you? Because that helps you too, as you know. But like maybe other people don't. But I think you have to get pretty specific, you know?
Yes, and being here in Texas, there's a lot of good writers, and sometimes I've made a challenge to some of the local playwrights and just like local writers. I say, hey, listen, if you can get the guys together and you can get the locations together, I'll come and shoot it and edit it and get it going. But it's just it's interesting how things get slow and it's not their main course of action and it's not their main drive, so it just gets put on into hobby land. And is that seem to be an issue for you? Is there a lot of that happening, or is it more like, hey, we got to get this production out, we know it's going to make money, it's a good script, we got to get it out and shot?
I mean, all of my short films that I've done are not, you know, if I haven't really made money off of them. It's sort of like I've poured money into them. so it's I don't know if that counts as a hobby or not, but yeah, it's tough to get funding for your own projects, and you do have to be really motivated and scrappy. And I don't know if that answers your question at all.
No, I was reliving some of those past productions I've done, and it'll get to a point where somebody wants to do something that's okay, and just get it done. And then they're going to all these different festivals, or they're trying to pay for the Sundance thing. And you're like, don't pay for Sundance, pay for something that meets the criteria of the film genre, you know?
Honestly, if you, I have a lot of problems with film festivals in general. I mean, I love film festivals, but I do think that they can be some can be lecherous. And it is crazy how many film festivals emailed me or the other teams of Waffle and were like, here, can you pay to submit to our festival? We'll give you 10% off. I'm like, no, I'm not going to pay to submit to your festival. You reached out to me.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, if you really wanted to play our movie, you wouldn't ask me for $40. Like, it's just like, sorry.